what is missing? What is it that prevents you from being joyful in life, considering the fact that things have been well with you? We find joy not simply in material success or even in personal achievements. These things cannot bring us true joy. They give us momentarily happiness, perhaps. Joy is something that comes from the heart. It comes from God. That is why if we want to find true joy in life, this joy must be founded in Jesus. Jesus is the one who brings us and leads us to true joy. What is the joy of Jesus ultimately? There is only one joy. The joy of being in union with his Father. The joy of basking himself in the love of his Father. The joy of being aligned with his Father in everything, especially in doing his will. That is why the great joy of Jesus is not dependent on whether he has suffered much, but whether he has been loved much. And Jesus experienced the Father's unconditional love in his life. And that was what gave him true joy. So true joy requires that we also bask ourselves in the love of God, in and through Jesus. If we remain in his love, we will have joy. That is why sin robs the joy out of our life. Because sin is not to be in union with God. So to be in union with God, knowing that he has loved us much, will give us the confidence as he gave Jesus the confidence to go through the struggles of daily life. But this love that the Father has for Jesus and for us is not a love that is meant to remain simply in us. True joy must lead to the giving of oneself to others. The blessings that Jesus received had to be shared with us all. Our joy is doubled when it is shared with others. That is why those of us who try to find joy simply by trying to entertain ourselves, by making us happy, will never find true joy. It is in friendship, it is in sharing, it is in giving that this joy is doubled. That is why Jesus did not keep the joy of his Father to himself. Jesus, who encountered the joy of the Father, shared that joy with all of us. It was the incarnated mercy and love of God, his Father. He went about healing the sick, curing the blind, casting out those who were possessed. That is why those of us who don't share joy with others, it simply means that we have not found joy. If you have joy, you will share with others. Those of us who are inward-looking will always fall into depression. Those of us who are mean and selfish and stingy can never experience true joy. Charity rules at the end of the day, not a question of who is right or wrong. That is what Christian love is all about. For the greater good of others, we need to give up our rights. Two things will help us to be united. Purify ourselves from idols, egoism, pride, having our own ways. These are all the idols that we are polluted today. Fornication, sexual immorality, lust, greed. These are the things that prevent us from really being one in union with the Lord and with our brothers and sisters, and robbed us of our joy, remain in my love, and to remain in his love is to share that love with others.